Writers, the purpose of this video is to teach you that you can use the app's strategy in your writing to help you respond to a prompt or a constructed response question. Just like the apps on your tablet or your phone help you by keeping you organized or helping you learn, the app strategy can do the same thing. It helps you organize your thinking when you're responding to a question, and it helps you know if you've answered all parts of the question. So let's take a look at the prompt. You'll recognize our story, one that Mrs. Richard taught us called The Night the Moon Fell. Our question is, what lesson does the author want to teach in this myth? Now, the A in apps stands for answer, and my very first sentence is my answer. To help me, I usually underline or circle some of the key words in the question. So, some of the key words, in my opinion, are lesson. I'm supposed to think of a lesson, and I'm supposed to think of how that lesson or what that lesson taught me. Now, I want you to know ahead of time that I thought about this question for quite a while and came up with an answer, and then went into our green reader to find proof to the question. I want you to realize that because I don't want you to think I had all these thoughts off the top of my head. It took me a little while to think of an answer and to find proof to support that answer. Please look at what I did. However, in my answer right away, I use these words to restate it because that's what the A says, restate the question and answer. My thinking, my answer is the lesson the author wants to teach us is that friends can comfort and help us when we're dealing with change. I got that answer because the title of our unit when we were studying these stories was change. So I knew this story had to do with change. I also, you'll notice, use the word lesson and author and teach right away. That's what restating the question means. Please take note of the word comfort and help. Those words were chosen because I wanted to show examples. I wanted to prove my answer by showing how the fish helped and comforted Luna. So let's take a look now at my proof. My first sentence was my answer. Here comes my proof. An example of the fish comforting, do you see the connection there? Comforting Luna is found on page 133. The author wrote, quote, this indicates that I'm using the author's words. I'm copying what was in the book. These are not my words. The author wrote, the little fish began blowing bubbles in wonderful and funny shapes to make Luna laugh and smile. So there's my example. There's my proof, if you will, my proof that the fish were a comfort to Luna. There's my first P. And I tried to find an example of comfort. Then we have my next piece of proof. It says on page 137, the author also wrote, quote, the fish swam round, round Luna, patching and smoothing with their silvery fins. They smoothed her roundness. What does that prove? Hopefully, it proves that they were helping her. That's what I tried to show in this section. My second P. All right. So I have my answer. I have two pieces of proof. Now I'm ready to shut the door, conclude my response, and summarize. When you summarize, you basically are restating your first idea, your answer, and that's what I did. I wrote, these examples show that Luna's fall from the sky was made better because the fish were kind and supportive in helping Luna return to the sky. I basically restated the very beginning. So, boys and girls, that's how the app's strategy can guide you in your writing and help you write an answer, find proof and state proof, from the text, from your reading, from the book, and then you shut that door by summarizing or restating or perhaps synthesizing an idea. I think it's your turn to give this a try.